out.
Yeah.
Now, I heard that you recorded and wrote some of.
How does a small-town girl from California become the voice of a generation before even turning 20? In just a few short years, Olivia Rodrigo transformed from a bright-eyed Disney actress into one of the most influential artists of her time. Her breakout hit Driver's License shattered streaming records and became the universal soundtrack for Heartbreak, propelling her into global superstardom overnight. But behind the fame, behind the perfect pop melodies and polished performances, lies a story of pressure, pain, and purpose. A story about a teenager learning to navigate fame, identity, and creativity in front of the entire world. From Disney sets to Grammy stages, from heartbreak to healing, Olivia Rodrigo didn't just write songs. She wrote the emotions of an entire generation. This is not just a story about fame. It's about the cost of honesty and the power of turning pain into music. Olivia Isabel Rodrigo was born on February 20th, 2003, in Murrieta, California, and raised in the quiet suburban town of Temecula. Her father, a family therapist of Filipino descent, and her mother, a school teacher of German and Irish roots, created a home filled with empathy, culture, and curiosity. That unique blend of backgrounds would later shape Olivia's perspective: open-minded, introspective, and deeply emotional. From a very young age, Olivia showed a rare connection to music. She sang along to CDs in the back seat of her parents' car, memorizing every lyric, every melody. When she was 9, she started taking piano lessons. But she didn't just play the notes, she felt them. By 12, she had picked up the guitar and was writing her own songs about heartbreak she had only imagined. School was different. She wasn't the loudest or the most popular kid. In her own words, she felt like the emotional one, always scribbling thoughts in a notebook no one else saw. But those pages became her first songs, fragments of emotion that would one day fill stadiums. Olivia's family supported her every step of the way, driving her to auditions and encouraging her creativity. They didn't know it then, but those long car rides weren't just trips to casting calls. They were the beginnings of a journey that would change pop music forever. Olivia's first taste of the spotlight came at just 12 years old when she began auditioning for television roles. Her natural charm, intelligence, and ability to connect emotionally made her stand out immediately. In 2016, she landed her first major role as Paige Olvera in the Disney Channel series Bizarre Vark. For 3 seasons, she played a teenage musician creating songs and videos online, a role that almost mirrored her real life. Between takes, she'd stay behind on set, writing lyrics in her notebook, humming melodies that no one else heard. She wasn't just acting. She was quietly preparing for her true calling. When High School Musical: The Series premiered on Disney Plus in 2019, Olivia's star began to rise. As Nini Salazar Roberts, she didn't just act. She poured her heart into the show's music. Her original song, All I Want, became an unexpected viral hit, streamed millions of times, and proving that her voice could carry more than just dialogue, it could carry emotion. Then, in January 2021, everything changed. Olivia released her debut single, Driver's License. The song exploded, breaking Spotify records, topping charts in over 30 countries, and turning her into a global phenomenon overnight. With raw emotion and a trembling voice, she captured something universal: the ache of first love lost. And in that moment, the world didn't just discover a new pop star. It discovered a storyteller. After Driver's License conquered the world, Olivia Rodrigo's life would never be the same. In just 1 year, she went from filming small Disney scenes to walking red carpets, accepting Grammy Awards, and being called the voice of Generation Z. Her debut album, Sour, released in May 2021, became a cultural earthquake. It debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200, spent weeks dominating streaming charts, and produced a string of hit singles: Deja Vu, Good For You, Traitor. Each song showcased a different shade of teenage emotion: heartbreak, anger, jealousy, and hope. But what made Sour revolutionary wasn't just its sound, It was its honesty. In an era of digital filters and perfectly curated lives, Olivia wrote with brutal truth. She didn't hide the messy parts. She sang about crying in cars, feeling left behind, and watching someone move on too fast. That vulnerability struck a chord with millions who saw their own reflection in her pain. Her style blended pop, punk, and grunge energy, echoing the angst of early 2000s rock while speaking the language of social media. Critics praised her songwriting depth, comparing her to Taylor Swift and Alanis Morissette, while fans turned her lyrics into daily affirmations and viral TikToks. The world couldn't get enough. Her Sour tour sold out instantly, with fans screaming every lyric back to her. Proof that her heartbreak had become collective healing. On stage, she wasn't a Disney star anymore. She was an artist, confident, raw, electric. In less than 2 years, Olivia Rodrigo had achieved what most artists dream of in a lifetime. She wasn't just at the top of the charts. She had changed the emotional vocabulary of pop music itself. But with fame came the storm. Almost as quickly as she rose, Olivia found herself under the harsh glare of the public eye. Every lyric, every emotion, every move dissected and debated. In 2021, controversy erupted. Fans noticed similarities between some of Olivia's songs and older hits by Taylor Swift, Paramore, and Elvis Costello. Instead of denying it, Olivia and her team quietly added songwriting credits to the artists she admired, an act of transparency that few newcomers would dare to do. Still, the media pounced. Headlines called her a copycat. Critics questioned her originality, and the internet turned into a courtroom. Olivia responded with grace, saying simply, "There's nothing new under the sun. I'm inspired by so many people. That's how music works." But the scrutiny didn't stop there. Her rumored breakup with High School Musical co-star Joshua Bassett became an online obsession. The heartbreak that fueled Driver's License was suddenly public property. Every interview, every lyric was treated as a clue in a teenage soap opera. The young star who had once written songs in her bedroom was now living in a fishbowl. Her pain broadcasted to millions. Behind the camera flashes and the awards, she faced anxiety, self-doubt, and the exhausting question, could she keep being honest in a world that judged her for it? In one interview, she admitted softly, "Fame is strange. Everyone knows your heartbreak, but no one really knows you." It was a turning point. Olivia Rodrigo, once the symbol of teenage heartbreak, now stood at the crossroads of identity and pressure. The world expected her next masterpiece, and she was determined to deliver it on her own terms. 2 years after the chaos of Sour, Olivia Rodrigo returned, older, wiser, and louder. In 2023, she released her sophomore album, Guts, a bold declaration of artistic freedom and self-awareness. Gone were the soft piano ballads and heartbreak confessions. In their place came thundering guitars, witty lyrics, and a rawer edge that showed just how much she'd grown. Songs like Vampire and Get Him Back revealed a sharper voice, one no longer afraid to mock fame, question relationships, or laugh at her own pain. Where Sour cried, Guts shouted. It was a rebellion wrapped in melody, the sound of a woman taking back her narrative. Critics praised the transformation. Rolling Stone called it a fearless evolution, Olivia Rodrigo's true coming of age. But for Olivia, it wasn't about pleasing anyone. It was about honesty. The same honesty that first made the world listen. She spoke openly about anxiety, identity, and creative independence, telling Billboard, "I don't want to be perfect. I just want to be real." And that's exactly what Guts represented. A raw, unapologetic embrace of imperfection. It was proof that Olivia Rodrigo was no longer the teenage girl writing in her diary. She was now the woman turning those pages into anthems. At just 20 years old, Olivia Rodrigo has already carved her name into pop history. She's more than a chart-topping artist. She's a mirror for her generation, reflecting every heartbreak, doubt, and triumph with unfiltered honesty. Her songs are more than hits. They are diaries set to melody, soundtracks to growing up in an age of noise and pressure. In a world obsessed with perfection, Olivia's courage to be vulnerable has become her greatest strength. From Disney, sets to global arenas, from driver's license to guts, she's shown that pain doesn't have to destroy you. It can define you. She's inspired millions to write, to feel, to speak their truth, no matter how messy it is. Olivia Rodrigo's story isn't just about fame. It's about finding power in authenticity. And for a generation learning to love itself, her voice is more than music. It's a reminder that even heartbreak can make you unstoppable. Narrator, closing line. This is Olivia Rodrigo, and this is how she turned heartbreak into history.